In between clips of AI Instagram influencers on the one hand and exquisitely real hummingbirds on the other comes a most frightfully piercing question. Do you celebrate this day as a religious holiday, or do you take it more as just a holiday? You know I'm a Christian. You know I go to church. You know a lot of my work gets paid for by a church. So here's a quiz more deep than what did you do on the weekend. It's a goldmine of a question, piercing to the very core of my heart and soul. Paid for by a church. Conflict of interest, yeah, I get that. But I keep finding myself interested anyway, wanting to do more beyond what I get paid to do. It's an interesting position to hold, I guess. More as just a holiday, holy day, Easter, the most holy of holy days, more significant even than Christmas, which got roasted by consumerism a long time ago. This one still feels sacred, meaningful, uncorrupted somehow. It's still set apart by the unbelieving world for some reason as a weekend to extend both into Monday and the Friday before. So perhaps your question is a test, my creative friend. A man who made a deconstructionist film 63 years ago for laughs called And He Will Rise Again, based around a bakery. I get it. I too love puns and Easter buns and chocolate Easter eggs and things that mock traditions in all the most inappropriate moments. Sacred cows make the best hamburgers, as they say. But this year, for reasons that surprised even me, I went all in. I went full tilt. Easter, got into it big time. So how can I explain the depth of this soul-moving time in my life, my world, my long weekend? I'll give you some snapshots. Yeah, that's what I'll do. And you'll see how it's at my core, in my soul. And there's way more to it than it might seem from our past conversations. And before you pull things apart, I want you to know that I already do that myself. I see the science and the spirit in every aspect, the construction and the deconstruction, but somehow they live together just fine in my heart and my mind, for this soul and sinew cannot be pierced apart. So let's try 7 snippets. Will that do it? It's a biblical number, so it feels about right. Let the Spirit lead, or is that an approach that reads too much into it for you? Snippet 1. My Friday morning art show. Delightful. I'm so moved, especially by the woman who tells me that in her creating, using real-life shroud and glue, her meditative artistic process led her into a deeper contemplation of the moment that death became life, and so many gathered to share the sorrow, the communion of community and food and bread and spiritual echoes, and this art from people I know, full of variety, ethnicity, age, stage, traditional, modern. This all speaks to me. It says there's still something real here, a creative spirit moving beneath all this. Snippet 2, my Friday Arvo, people gathering in the hills, was more of a safe tribe space of comfort. It's among old friends and surprise family members, yet it's learning too of the brother who once mocked, if you're going to be a prophet, you got to get out there, then later became captivated and ultimately wrote the Epistle of Straw. Quite the turnaround in a book of which I find there's always more. Snippet 3, and another weekend moment. Moments of great intensity, creativity and a force of life one can barely describe. Baptisms, tongues, crying would release, people supporting and embrace things which make no sense yet make perfect sense. The energy, the people, the music, the experience. It's a type that many are drawn to, but some are repelled by for a variety of reasons. This too is real, and I too am part of all this.
Like a scepter, and all got down on their knees and started bowing down. Oh, great king, oh, you're so wonderful. And at the time it was pretty funny. Roman soldiers bowing down to a Jew.
Snippet 4, and then it's playback time to catch up on my friend who wrote this song. An artist of the modern kind, and one who holds nothing back. In his passion, he may once have been considered too sublime for the Sistine Chapel, but now he expresses full pelt using the device of the 39 lashes for the first time. I'm watching this being performed in the flesh. About the flesh, the piercing pain, the suffering, and believe it or not, I am in tears as I sit up in my comfortable bed watching on the screen of my M1 Mac. Snippet 5, the blips, the news, the chaos of the world, it's all part of it. The Aboriginal doco on Saturday night, in my blood it runs. The pain, the dark night of the soul, our collective souls. The agony, grief and brokenness, it's all there. It all relates and connects to me personally and to all of us collectively. I'm tired by the world, it's too much. The darkness, the division of the polar opposites, and I see you've sent another creation, some collaboration of artistry with your friends on the opposite side of the planet. Your interactions with Airy do give me strange comfort that it at least brings you comfort, despite my lack of connection to this new artificial space. Snippet 6. Easter Sunday, and I pick up your email where you've asked me about how the states and territories are stacking up in our use of renewables, and I'm fascinated, but I'm off to a small gathering, a pre-dawn walk like Mary in the Garden. 4 kids under 8 join us with their brand new torches they can't help playing with. The pusher does a remarkable job of navigating the rough terrain as the youngest kicks their legs distractingly as we try to contemplate, but I am so impressed they got up this early. The sun rises as it always does, a reminder to me that he is always with us, and together as a tiny group we burst out singing. We can't help it. Those songs of old, not of centuries this time, just 10 years or so, they make perfect sense to us. It makes sense to me. I mean, these are snippets all entangled, woven throughout a weekend. I can't extract one from another to make you comprehend some sense of how they live and breathe together in one amorphous lump of head and heart, of stop and start and stuff that just emerges through an all too human moment-by-moment experience. The experience of people together, reaching, teaching, submitting, learning, loving, yielding, holding each other, supporting and pointing in one direction, the direction that makes most sense to me. You say, for me, if not for my internet sessions with the lovely ladies in Nordic and Russian parts, it would just be a very boring day. But I hope you can see how, for me, it is so much more. I know you, my dear friend, and I wonder how well you know me, really know me. The greatest depth you've pierced this weekend with your question is me. You reminded me that I am known by one, and really only one in whom I am fully known. That's what's most real to me. So I return to your question, how do I celebrate this religious holiday? Because for me it is most holy. It is holy like my life depends on these days, because in every single way it really does. Religious? Not so much. Maybe that makes sense to you. Maybe not, I can't say. So I ask you in return, does that answer it for you? My creative friend who asks me questions light and dark, and I know it won't be the last of this kind as we continue spinning together on this mortal coil, as we wonder and wander in armchairs at a distance, travelling in our heads to places near and far. Perhaps we can write all this stuff off as me being in a bubble, but I'd suggest we're all in a bubble. Here we are, all of us. A beautiful blue bubble floating on its mighty journey through the darkness as the Artemis 2 reaches for the moon.